Welcome to Talk Purpose and Truth with Eden and Kim, shifting you into higher consciousness, the show that elevates, uplifts, and encourages listeners to grow, heal, awaken, and evolve. Eden and Kim include bold topics, special interviews with inspiring guests, intuitive readings, channeled messages from beyond, including celebrities, hot topics to expand your awareness, and time for questions from the audience. Tune in for unprecedented truth, authenticity, on-purpose discussions, and magical moments.
And he's an audio engineer and a writer, and he was one of the ones that was connected very well to this family and got this book out to the world. So hi, Jamie.
Hello.
Thanks for being here.
Eden's going to read about who Big Chick was.
Okay, so this is really cool. I also have to throw that out there. I remember the awards show. I think the one infamous award show where he walked up on the stage and accepted an award with Prince. That's
right.
My memory of him. So this
the
is
British Music Awards.
What'd you say? Which one?
I believe that was the British Music Awards.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Charles Big Chick Huntsberry was the personal bodyguard of the musical artist Prince until 1985. Chick had worked on a manuscript for his autobiography from the time of leaving Prince's employment until the date of his death on April 2nd, 1990. They both passed in April. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. I just got chills.
Yeah.
There's more. Did you want to say something? No? Okay. His dying wish for his family was to have this book published. The manuscript remained in an attaché case for 25 years until now.
Wow.
Here we are. We have
Yeah, and I just wanted to say the book is called White Slave because of his addiction to cocaine. And the book talks about how he was 6'6", nearly 400 pounds. He had a background in wrestling, so that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And it says that there's stories in here about a guy who would fight a whole motorcycle club and turn over cars. And he was a bouncer. And then it's just, I'll get into it a little more, but I got to read the book, and there's just this, it feels like you're there. The way that he tells the stories of experiencing things with Prince and the Revolution members and different people, it makes you feel like you were there, and you could tell how much Big Chick loved Prince, and they had this really close friendship, and he really had his back. So we have Jamie here who's going to tell us more. So go ahead, Eden, with the first question.
Okay, Jamie. So how did this book about Big Chick come about?
Okay, so Prince and Chick had a parting of the ways in '85 towards the end of the Purple Rain tour.
Uh-huh.
And so then Chick flew home. He got kind of blacklisted from the bodyguard and the entertainment industry. Mm-hmm. They're like if I remember right, he was going to be the bad guy in Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone.
Oh.
That could be, I could be misrecalling something, but I kind of remember a story from our kids and get any work going. And then so then he started a bodyguard school and then this, that, and the other thing. And then and in between all that, he was writing his manuscript. So he just kind of pecked away at that, and then he was shopping it around to secular and non-secular publishers, and then he passed away in 1991.
So
Linda, the wife, was supposed to be here, and Rebecca, the daughter, was supposed to be here with me, and they could have clarified some stuff, but I'm just going to go off the cuff.
Yeah, it's okay. They had a family emergency, so they couldn't be here, but we're so glad to have you.
Right. And didn't after he died, didn't Prince do a tribute concert, like a help the family?
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah. In fact, I have a recording of that.
Really?
Oh, share it.
People are going to start contacting you.
Yeah.
So how did he start working with Prince, and what was that like for the family? Like, you were friends with the family. How was that like for the family during those years? Was it exciting? Did they feel famous?
I met the family towards the end of my high school career, so that was right. It was about October, about 6 months before Chick passed away, and they were always kind of known as the people whose dad bodyguarded for Prince. So I don't know, would that be infamous?
Kind of, yes.
Yeah.
Did they act like they were famous though?
A couple of the kids did.
Really? Okay. Yeah. I guess I might have done that.
Yeah.
Especially as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, connected to one of the biggest icons, music icons.
Right.
Yeah.
And of course, I like a different rock star. Like I was never the biggest Prince fan, so I was always kind of like, okay, because I mean, as a 16-year-old male, like a guy crawling around on stuff in his underwear, licking stuff, I was not his demographic. So, so I mean, he's got some good songs, but I mean, I just was interested in other stuff.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's funny because it reminds me. So I earmarked a couple parts of the book that I thought our listeners would enjoy, and then they might be intrigued to buy the book. And when you said that about underwear and licking stuff, there's a part.
Oh, the tub scene.
There's a part on page 68 where Big Chick talks about how they were traveling to perform, and they decided to stop on the side of the road to some kind of redneck restaurant.
Oh yes.
And
the diner.
Here it says Prince had on a bright yellow pair of tights with a sexy green top and a pair of green high-heeled boots and white sunglasses. And then Big Chick says he was wearing a sleeveless t-shirt and hadn't brushed his hair. And the people said, I bet they're from a circus. And then someone else says, no, man, that's his girlfriend. They're lovers. And so Prince starts kind of freaking out and going, I don't want to be here. We need to go back to the bus. Forget it. And I guess they no matter what, the revolution in them wanted the food. And so Big Chick goes back in and told them, I'm the one who takes care of him. I'm the one who's his bodyguard. And, we're not together in that way. And told him all this stuff and kind of scared them and said, he's a famous rock and roll star. He's going to be huge. And so they ended up being a little bit nicer, and they gave them all this food, to take with them. But just that, like Big Chick, it makes it seem like he's there talking to you and telling the story. The way the book's written is really cool.
And then as a practical joke, they let the time go there and get harassed. Morris Day. So yeah, so they're like.
The time was really involved too, right? And Big Chick.
And in the early tours, yes.
Yeah. Because I saw that in the book that when Big Chick first started working for Prince, he was like really dedicated. He's like, I'm going to go shopping for him. I'm going to protect him. I'm not going to let anyone take advantage. And so on one of the stories, it said that he kicked the time out of the elevator. He's like, get out, there's an emergency. And Prince started cracking up later saying he kicked the time out of the elevator and he doesn't even know it was them and they're going to be all mad. And Prince just let it go without saying anything because he'd be so introverted and shy all the time.
Yeah, and that was either the Dirty Minds or the Controversy tour, if I remember right.
Wow, that's like all. So he was with them during that very prolific beginning with.
Yeah, just right when he was breaking, and then it seemed like Purple Rain was. Even somebody not paying attention. I mean, it got my attention, and I was like, oh, so that's what this guy is all about. It was almost like when Van Halen's 1984 or something like that, like those big breakout or he invented
his breakout role.
Yeah.
Totally.
Well, I want to know, I guess, how did Big Chick pass?
Yeah, I believe it was heart failure, and I'm not congestive heart failure.
He was young. He was only 49.
Yeah, but I just know that in the last year of his life, he was on like a low salt, no salt, just strict diet, and then he was a evangelist at the time, and his doctor was like, don't put any stress on your body, stop doing your talks until we can, get ahead of this thing. And he told his wife Linda that if he wasn't working for the Lord, he didn't want to work at all. And so then he ended up doing a talk one night. I think he got his I think everybody in his family and associated with the family were kind of reborn into Christ that night. And then he got home, and he was going to read the Bible, or was reading the Bible until he fell asleep, and he had labored breathing, and Linda was kind of listening to him sleep, and then he just kind of rolled out of bed, and they called 911, and I believe he was brain dead by the time the emergency services got there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so sad. Well, and
Short
he had done quite a bit of drugs, as it says in the
Oh yeah.
He admitted.
That's the first time I've ever photoshopped a pile of cocaine.
Yeah. We can show the book, and they can get we'll put that on there so Skylar can get a picture of that.
Yeah, and let everybody know that the cover is scratch and sniff, so they know what it smells like.
Oh my God. Yeah, and you guys, so the book's available on Amazon and Barnes and Noble.
Becky and I conceptualized the cover, and then I kind of did the torn picture effect, and then did all the graphic layout. Did the editing for the book, and just kind of filled in the blanks where the stuff was kind of left out in formatting. So it was
The book has so many great pictures of Prince with Big Chick and pictures of Prince performing. And was it because he owned these pictures you're able to use them? Yeah.
Yeah. The story behind the live, because these are never before seen, and I joke that Chick took the pictures himself, but by taking the pictures, I meant grabbing the Instamatic cameras out of the front row and putting them in a pillowcase.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Wow. So then these are part of his personal collection. These were still negatives. So the family developed for the book.
Yeah. So I was wondering myself if you had run into any issues with the Prince estate and being able to.
No, because these are out of their. We took them out of the envelope and scanned them in, and these were out of their personal collection.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really awesome. It's worth getting. I mean, the book is great, and then just to even get those pictures, they're so unique. It's worth buying the book.
Well, and that was a big part of production too, was making sure that, because I mean, the book is maybe 100 pages without pictures, so we thought we'd throw in some really cool. I don't want to call it filler. I want to call it killer.
Oh, yeah.
Incentive for the people to buy it, because I mean, books are, not everybody reads, but I mean, we wanted to give somebody incentive just to pick up the book and just kind of feel like holding a part of that time period.
Yes.
Right. Yeah,
That's what it
it's
seems
very
like.
special.
Yeah.
I would love to read this. Prince wrote a letter to Big Chick's wife Linda, and it's really a deep letter. So cool that you have that. And it says, from the desk of Prince, and then it says, Linda, thanks for, and Prince, as you all know, Prince would write the number 4, the letter U, the number 2. He wouldn't write things normally. So it says, thanks for the wonderful letter. It was my pleasure to do the gig on Monday. I won't forget you. It's just that my life is so different now. I've learned a lot since Chick and I were together. And now I know that the things I aspire to be, I can be with faith in love and much hard work. So my every walking moment is spent in that quest. Please understand this. Don't miss.
For more information on Eden, go to EdenSustin.com. For more information on Kim, go to KimLifeCoach.com. Make sure to follow them on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Talk Purpose and Truth Podcast. If you loved this episode, you'll love every episode. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. Thank you for listening.